Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. Am I wrong for tipping 83 cents? Yeah. That depends on what they did. I went out to dinner with my wife last night. When the bill came, I gave the waitress my card. She came back shortly after looking upset. She snapped the card down on the table and said decline. I thought her tone and brevity was rude. I took out a different card from my wallet and handed it to her. While I was putting the first card in my wallet, she didn't move. I looked at her and said, "Are you okay?" She said, "If I go back and try to run this, are you still going to be sitting here when I get back?" That's so rude. Yeah, zero. I wouldn't have tipped anything. Zero. She's implying that they're literally, what is that? Run and dashes? I don't know what the term is, but seriously, what? She's implying that they're those kind of people? That's messed up. I asked her if she thought her tone was appropriate for speaking to customers. She said, "You're only a customer if you pay." I asked to speak to a manager. She left with a card. My wife said maybe the waitress had encountered scammers before and was anxious about it. I said being rude and being cautious are two different things. The waitress returned with my card and the slip to fill out. She said, "This one worked, I'm sorry." It's too late. You can't hurt someone's feelings on purpose and then be like, "I'm sorry about that." No! I thanked her and took the booklet. Our bill was $91.17. I wrote in 83 cents as a tip and $92 as a total. I handed it back to her and started to get up to leave. And she said, "You're really not going to tip me?" I said, "No, you're rude to me." She said, "I have to tip out the bartender and the busboy. I just paid money to serve you." I said, "Well, in the future, you shouldn't be so rude." Exactly. She should learn her lesson. In the future, you shouldn't be doing this. Then you'll be getting your tips, your deserved tips. How are you going to be rude to someone and expect them to still pay you for being rude? Excuse me? Honey, that's not how life works. My wife thinks I was an asshole to the waitress and should have given her $10 at least because it was an honest misunderstanding. I would have given her around $28 if she wasn't rude to me, but I don't want to pay to be insulted. Exactly. I don't think this person did anything wrong. You're only supposed to tip them well if they serve you well, right? You can't just throw a fit and then expect someone to still tip you the same that they were going to tip you. No, you're being tipped for the service that you provide. What the heck? Thank gosh there's like no tipping here in Australia though, because geez, that would be bad. And the fact that this person asked for a manager, but she didn't even come back with her manager. Okay, more of a reason to not tip. Am I wrong for letting my ex-boyfriend dump me when he thought I had massive debt? No, because if he thinks you're broke and that's the reason why he dumps you, oh yeah, you deserve someone better. I have been keeping an Excel workbook for years that I use to organize my personal finances. Every month it shows the total expenses, total paid, and total remaining. It's not only helpful for budgeting and remembering stuff is due, but also removed a ton of anxiety I have around money and the nightmares I used to have that I would forget to pay something important. I used to have panic attacks, but they were cursed by Excel. Every month I put about half the money I make into savings. My only debt is about $500 of a surprise, a $1,500 vet bill, and my car loan, which has a payment of $200 per month, and which will be paid off next year. I could pay off the car and vet right now, but having an emergency cushion that could pay all my bills for 3 to 5 months makes me feel safe. I give myself a weekly allowance of $150 that I can spend however I want. Dates, movies, going out with friends, etc. Since my ex and I were becoming a little serious after 6 months, we had a discussion where we decided that if things progressed, our finances would be separated, and if we moved together, we would both pay half of all expenses. This would save us both a lot of money monthly. Well, he used my laptop where I keep the Excel document minimized. He accidentally brought it up, and here's where the conflict began. I put everything on my credit card every month. I really want to be able to travel, and getting miles rewards is the only way I can justify the expensive flights to the places I really want to explore. I put everything, rent, groceries, gas, utilities, even my quarterly taxes on it. Last year, I was even able to redeem a ticket for a friend to go with me to France. I covered all the flights as well as half the Airbnb. I can't put the car payment or vet bill on the card, but everything else goes on my miles card, which I then pay off a couple days after paying my bills when the balance settles. I put the amount that would generally equal my credit card balance after paying bills in the spreadsheet as well, mainly as a reminder to pay the balance because I'm paranoid that I'll forget to pay it 1 month. However, he saw all my expenses laid out and the total at the bottom and thought my expenses were nearly double what they are, since the total includes the credit card payment. I guess he also assumed that the credit card payment was the monthly payment or something, which would have made the balance insane. So he stood on it for a few days and then sat me down, said that he had been thinking about what he found, and told me that he couldn't stay with me if I was going to be irresponsible, and that if I didn't start calling every credit card I had right then in front of him to cancel and shred the cards in front of him, then he would break up with me. He kept talking over me about it. I tried to tell him about my savings and the fact that my actual debt was less than $4,000. He didn't believe me, called me a liar, and said he couldn't trust me, so he dumped me. So much for communicating. Literally sat her down to not even listen to her at all. Boy, okay. He's like, sit down, let's talk. But shut up. Because if you don't do what I want you to do, then I'm leaving you. Excuse me? I cried with some friends who were shocked since I have sat down with several of them who have asked to help set up a similar system of their own to help pay down debt and start saving. I guess the truth got back to him. He was mad that I let him break up with me, even though he makes more than me. I'm much better off than him apparently, and he's really upset since if we moved in together, I would have been completely capable of covering my half and he would have liked that I had a pretty large chunk in savings. I had also told him I would get us both tickets to Italy for our 1-year anniversary. I don't know if I'm the asshole or not. I could have explained the situation more clearly and calmly and been a little more forthcoming and transparent with my finances from the start. Not really, because he didn't want to listen to her. I guess she could have, but she didn't need to because they were going to keep the finances separate anyway, so she didn't need to. It's the fact that he didn't even try to listen to her when she was trying to explain. Yeah, what do you mean? What? He was like, you let me break up with you? You wanted to break up with her. You kept calling her a liar when she was explaining to you. So like, what are you saying? And he can't even hold himself accountable. And he can't even read Excel. Like, what? What? Yeah, I think she's better off without him. However, the moment I was confronted, I felt completely blindsided. I felt like my privacy had been violated, and I felt that receiving an ultimatum without even hearing me out was a deal breaker for me. But now my friends are expressing that I may be passing up a nice guy over a misunderstanding, and that if his assumptions were correct, he would have been right. I feel like I don't want to spend time with someone who would talk to me that way, but maybe I should work a little harder to make it work. What? Nice guy? He sounds toxic to me. He did give her an ultimatum. Like, why didn't he try to work it out with her? Be like, okay, I can help you do this. I can help you, set up this plan. I can help you budget. No, he was like, no. If you don't do this, I'm breaking up with you. Yeah, that's not a nice guy at all. She's better off without him. Thank gosh the trash took itself out. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.